NK Telco Sports welcomes you to our coverage of high school basketball, where the Hardin-Houston Wildcats will take on the Varsity Raiders. Tonight's game is brought to you by the following sponsors: First National Bank, Keyhole Pizza, Precision Strip, Winners Meats, Grand Lake Health Systems, Superior Aluminum, and NK Telco. You're looking live here at Claire Studevaux Gymnasium. My name is Brandon Koverman, and alongside me, Zachary Bell. Tuesday night Shelby County League action here. Houston takes the short trip over from Hardin to take on the Raiders. And Zach, first taking a look at the Houston Wildcats under second-year head coach Caleb Flutterjohn. They're sitting at 3-12 right now, 2-5 in the county, looking to strike a big upset here on the road tonight.
Yeah, so a couple keys to the game for them. We're looking at being able to. Okay, it's been an exciting time being able to see what they can do coming into the game.
And Houston this year, they're led by a couple guys in their scoring column here.
Yeah, you have Ethan Krieger getting around 8.5 points a game. You have guys like Skylar Bowman coming around 6.5 points per game as well too.
And taking a look at Houston's opponent on the other side, the Varsity Raiders. Varsity's on a roll here right now. They're 14-0, 7-0 in the Shelby County League play. They've really established themselves as one of the top teams in the area, if not the top team in the area.
Yeah, they've been on a roll, just being able to get out early, use their athleticism, play fast. They've really done a great job, especially this year, starting out with that perfect record so far.
And take a look at this team. They're balanced, and that's one thing we're going to talk throughout the night. We talked about certain players that have come alive. We talked to guys like Felix Francis that have really taken the next step. Jackson Grogine. I mean, all these guys that people are putting Felix Francis in the conversation for Shelby County League Player of the Year. You would have probably thought Shelby County League Player of the Year. You've probably been thinking of nominations of Hayden Quinter, but Brandon Cardonier. But this team, those first 7 that come out, man, they play hard, and they are going to press, and they are going to try to run these Houston Wildcats to death here.
Yeah, absolutely. The basketball IQ is just so great. They can move the ball, they can shoot the ball. They really have all the tools. They have the height, they have the athleticism, they have what they need to deep run.
And these Raiders obviously coming off the state semifinal run. Big target on their back, so really they're going to get everyone shot. They already played Houston back in December, handled them over at Houston pretty well. Unique Shelby County format, gets you to play 2 times here, so that'll be an interesting thing.
Yeah, they played against these guys before. Growing up, they've always played against these guys too, so they're very familiar with each other. So excited to go up against them again.
We'll kick it down here to our PA announcer, Tanya Hammond. We'll come back with the starting lineups, keys to the game, and tip-off here next on your home for Varsity Raider basketball in NK Telco Sports.
Hometown Opportunity serves Mercer County, Auglaize County, Darke County, and Shelby County.
The website as a whole is pretty user-friendly. I was able to filter down my options, see what types of jobs were out there for me in the area.
It really opened up my eyes to the employer market around here.
We know that our local candidates, a lot of times, are most successful candidates because they want to come here and stay.
It's become the go-to site for anybody looking for a job in the region.
Anthem, they're done by the Varsity Pep Band, and as you heard Tanya Hammonds might say, the 409th game played here in the Claire DeVoe Gymnasium. Only, I believe, 3 more games to play in this gym after that. Well, let's take a look at our starting lineups here tonight here on NK Telco Sports. First, taking a look for the Houston Wildcats, and number 10. Will be number 10, a 6'3" junior, Anthony Pollitt. Number 11, 6'1" junior, Skylar Bowman. Number 12, a 6-foot sophomore, Luke Krim. Number 21, 6'4" senior, Rusty Vondenhubel. And rounding out the lineup, number 24, a 6'6" junior, Jeff List. Head coach of the Houston Wildcats the second season is Caleb Flutterjohn. His assistant is Zach Freeling, Steve Mowry, and Brian Grimm. take a look at our starters for the Russia Raiders. Number 11, a 6'5" senior forward, Felix Francis. Number 2, a 6'2" senior, Hayden Quinner. Over 1,000 points in his career. Number 13, a 6'2" senior, Braden Monning. Number 22, a 6'1" junior, Vince Borchers, number 22. Number 24, a 6'4" junior, Braylon Cardonier. The head coach of the Russia Raiders, Spencer Cardonier, in his second season and second stint. His assistants are Brad Francis, Devin Lindbergh, Cody Anthony, and Nick Leffel. Spencer is 94 and 23 in his tenure here at Russia. Let's take a look at our keys to the game, brought to you by Keyhole Pizza in Newport, Ohio. First, taking a look for the Houston Wildcats, Zach.
Okay, a couple things to look for. How well can Houston handle the Russia's defensive pressure, both in full court and half court? How are they going to get on the defensive board, be able to get a few second chance opportunities, make sure that they're able to do that, and keep Russia out of the paint and get their dribble penetration as they're coming into the paint. Looking at Russia's they need to get up to a fast start again, like they are. They need to get tips, deflections, and balance scoring all the way around.
Three-pointer rattles out as our sponsor, our keys to the game, the Keel Pizza. If it's not Chunky Bob's Pizza, it's not pizza, located right off of State Route 66 in Newport, Ohio. As we get started underway here, officials here tonight are Joe Turner, Braden Souter, and Tate Mayberry. Russia ends up with an empty three-pointer on the first possession. Wildcats working the basketball around. Here comes the run and jump. The Raiders force a turnover. Work it up ahead, work fast. Get it to Hayden Quinner. His shot's no good. He's fouled. Going up. And Hayden Quinner will shoot 2 free throws. Joined a distinguished club a few weeks ago, 1,000 points. The 7th member in that club in Russia Raider history.
Yeah, I remember when Nolan Francis hit that first mark. He was able, I remember seeing that as a ball boy on those teams, and seeing Hayden Quinner hit that the other day was really awesome, seeing him get to that mark.
Hayden hits the first free throw as he's been playing since he was a freshman. Quinner gives Raiders lead early, and he splits the free throws from the line. Rusty Vandenheuvel will clear the boards for Houston. Here comes the run and jump from the Raiders. Houston to the basket, and they score. That hit from the right block there by number 12. That was Luke Krim. Sorry, take that back. It's Skyler Bowman as the shot's no good by the Raiders. Here comes the trap from Russia, trying to use their length. Going up, couldn't convert, is Krim.
Really close on that play, catching the Raiders off there, trying to trap up front.
Quinner with it. It's right through the defense, and there's 2 quick fouls that Houston's picked up. 6:42 to go here in the first quarter. It's 2-1 Houston on that first National Bank Think First scoreboard. Lob play, and Houston just lost Braylon Cardonier in there, who scores their first Raider field goal. And Raiders going to get a tie up. It's going to stay here. Coach Caleb Flutterjohn trying to instruct his team here on what to do. Coach Flutterjohn, an alum of Salina High School. Steve Vandenheuvel inbounds it. Give it up to Skyler Bowman. Vandenheuvel, the only senior starter. A pretty youthful Houston team. Krim with it on the right side. Back to Vandenheuvel in the corner. Vandenheuvel works. Puts it up. Houston being patient here on this possession. It's Pollock, but Pollock and Vandenheuvel not on the same page there.
Yeah, one going back door, wasn't able to see the other person, threw the ball right out of bounds there for him.
Ethan Krieger comes in the lineup, making his first appearance for Houston, a 5'9" senior. As Borchers brings it up the floor, Houston playing man-to-man. And right on the inside, Quinner threads the needle there to Felix Francis.
Beautiful pass in there. Felix finishes right at the rim with that height and beautiful little layup.
5-2 Raiders. Here comes the run and jump. Pollock with it. Puts it up on the right side.
Great closeout by Felix Francis there.
On the left side here, working around is Pollock. Pollock walked.
Took an extra step in there.
What we see, and like we said, when we talked about when we did the JV game just a second ago, speeds up the offense. It's kind of pandemonium on the other side for teams here as we have some substitutions in here. Number 3, a 5'7" junior, Regan Steiner, coming in the ball game. And for Russia, Jackson Grogine and Benjamin York coming in. You're only going to see these Raiders go about 7 deep. We can see situations where they bring in Zeb Schultze and they bring in Dominic Francis. But for right now, you know, they're pretty content with the 7 they run with. As a nice step through the lane, a Euro step there by Hayden Quinter, and he's off to a good start. Here comes the trap. Steiner with it. Gets it off. Here comes that run and jump. It's tipped, deflected. Braden Monin, Benjamin York tips it back to Quinter, and Quinter will score as we got a timeout here by head coach Caleb Flutterjohn. All timeouts brought to you by our sponsors at Precision Strip. 4:59 to go in the first quarter. Russia leads Houston 9-2 on your home for Russia Air Basketball and Katsoko Sports.
CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for CarriageWorks. We are certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
Back here on NK Toko Sports, out the Precision Strip timeout. Houston scored the first bucket after a Raider free throw. Now Russia on an 8-0 run, and their pressure's getting, really establishing early here, Zach.
Yeah, whenever Russia's able to get out in their fast break offense, going through, making plays like that, it's really hard to keep up with them that way.
Raiders come out in that pressure. Cross-court pass over to Houston on the inside, and Quinter making an impact. And read a really good article, I believe it was in the Sydney Daily News, and they talked about how Hayden Quinter on a lot of teams would be the main guy, and he just kind of blends in as another guy, but there's certain times where he can take over, and he's showing his ability early.
Yeah, he's really what you call a glue guy. Keeps everybody together, veteran, been playing varsity basketball for 4 years, knows what he needs to do night in and night out to make sure the team's ready to play and lead the Raiders back to where they want to go.
A hand check on Jackson Grogine, and we talk about the Raider balance too. Jackson's someone who's smoothed into a role. He's found his niche. The past 3 games he's scored in double figures. At one point he's shooting 58% from beyond the arc.
Yeah, earlier in the year whenever he was playing Troy Christian, he went 4 for 4 from 3, just able to have a really smooth shot and able to help his team where they need it.
Just try to get a ball on the floor there. Shot no good inside by Vandenheuvel. Raiders run the outlet here quickly. York going to fake the pass, going to take the 3. His shot's no good. Rebound on the strong side to Braden Monin. He cracks the box score, and the Raiders' run is up to 10-0.
Excellent follow through. Looking at the rebound, as soon as Benjamin went that shot up, he put a body on someone ready to go get that rebound.
Here comes the run and jump. Wildcats are going to get a good look on the inside, except a little jack in the box. Felix Francis popping out of nowhere, swats it in the first row. So 11-2 here, our score here still. As Monin and Francis going to come out, and Quinter as Vince Borchers, Zeb Schultze, and Braylon Cardonier come back in for the Raiders.
Yeah, like you were saying before, we've seen a little bit of Zeb Schultze early on here in the first quarter after he played JV, ready to get him some varsity action today.
Get the ball down on the inside and go up. Raiders almost take it away. Ball kicked in the corner. Shot too much on it there. Jackson Grogine looking to push the break. Grogine goes to the right side to Vince Borchers through the lane, and he lost it off his knee. Coach Spencer Cardonier not thrilled about that call.
One official on the side over here, one definitely saw it go off his knee, so he went over and helped him out a little bit there. Make sure he gets the call correct.
And the official now explaining to Coach Caleb Flutterjohn the situation here. They're from 2 on the block, 2 in the corner. Braylon Cardonier going up, and a nice move by the future Marshall baseball star.
Excellent finish in there. Nice little spin off the backboard.
Raiders up 13-2. Shot up off the iron, no good. On the floor, it's a jump ball. Arrow favors Ruschi. And Steiner will come back in. And Jeff Elise will come back in for Houston.
One thing I'm really excited to see Jackson Grogian and Vince Borchers play with each other. They're two smaller guards. I'm really nice. It's like nice to see them play with each other and play off ball. Having Vince Borchers have the ball in his hand, and how Jackson can play off ball with the two smaller guards today.
Borchers to the left side to Jackson Grogian. Left side back to Cardonier. Cardonier drives on the inside, goes to Schultz. Got 5 juniors on the floor now for the Raiders. On the inside, and there's a foul as York going up will head to the stripe. As Raiders will take their second trip as a team to the line. 2 shots here for York. Dips the knees, fires, and cannot connect. As many of you know, if you watched Ruschi's run to the Final Four last year, you knew that Benjamin York did not start the season on varsity. He got slowly integrated in by head coach Spencer Cardonier, and obviously this year he earned a full-time role and has done a nice job off the bench. It just adds to that Raider length.
Yeah, really nice long arms. He's able to get in there, tip passes, do what he needs to do. Has a really smooth shot. Able to get to the rim really well there.
They're still applying that full court pressure. 2:50 to go here in the first quarter. A 14-2 lead over the Houston Wildcats. Here comes that run and jump. Over to Vandenheuvel. Vandenheuvel, the least in the corner. East gets it up. Houston going to fire a 3, and they got it. From the right side, 3-pointer buried by Luke Krim.
As soon as he got that ball, he knew he was ready to shoot that.
Jackson Grogian left side, nearly gets it right back. And Houston cannot save it, but Ruschi, it tips off a Schultz last. It's going to be Houston basketball. Wildcats cut the deficit to 9, trying to saw into that a little more here. Steiner brings the ball up the floor, so that's Krieger. Ball stolen. Borchers up ahead to Grogian, who caught it in stride.
Excellent move. He knew he didn't have time for a dribble, so strided out a little bit long, took 2 steps, and beautiful finish.
Nice play, junior to junior right there, and here again the run and jump. And 3 members there, and look at how fast the Raiders got back on defense. Lish should score that basket all day, but the Raiders just were so good in their help side on that press. It's hard to fault Houston for turning that ball over. Really, they're moving the ball, doing what they want. Beautiful find. 3 from the corner, Zeb Schultz with the 3. Raiders lead 19-5. Grogian, fine pressure, tip on the floor.
Excellent hustle there.
All in the corner. We got a travel out front there, on Luke Krim. Another host of substitutions, a host of 3 here, the 3 seniors on this roster. Felix Francis, Hayden Quinter, Braden Monning go up in number order, 11, 12, and 13. Pretty nice.
Nice and easy.
Francis going to inbound it. And the conversation with Francis is, the Shelby Kennedy Player of the Year voting will happen here in a few weeks. There's been conversation that he belongs in that conversation, and he has definitely been an improved player. He'll be up in that conversation with a handful of players. Reed Plattfoot from Jackson Center, Colin Dosek from Botkins. But as Francis scores on the inside, and if you potentially go 12-0 in the league like Ruschi may, it's going to be hard to deny a Raider player the League Player of the Year, even though they've been such a balanced team. Yeah, they were able to share the ball really well. But like you were saying, guys like Felix Francis, who's grown so much from where his sophomore year he was playing more point guard, he was a lot shorter where he had growth spurt, and now into his senior year where he's grown, he's a really big inside presence, can handle the ball really well when he needs to, but is able to get the ball inside and just be that athletic big that helps the Raiders run so fast and push the pace on offense so many times. Schultz out front, gets it back to Felix Francis. Francis looking for a back cut on the exchange to Zeb Schultz. Inside Francis guides the baseline, and Braylon Cardonier cannot finish. Monning kicks it out to Schulte. His shot's no good. Francis trying to go up for it, and it'll be Houston basketball as the Raiders cannot convert there. Steve Vandenheuvel will inbound. 17 seconds to go here. And the ball up the floor here for Houston is number 11, Skylar Bowman. Bowman pressured, stolen. Braden Monnin going to try to go up to the basket. Shot no good. A cleanup there, though, by Hayden Quinter. And Houston not going to be able to get a shot off. We played 8 minutes here in the Claire C. DeVoe Gymnasium. Russia leads Houston 23-5 here on your home for Russia Raider basketball in K-Toco Sports. Back here on NK Toco Sports. 1 quarter in the books. Russia leads 23-5. As Russia comes out with pressure. Rusty Vandenheuvel, the 3 off the mark. It's tipped out by Pollock. And it'll be Raider basketball. And you're going to see a little pressure here from Houston, a little 3-quarter court.
And a 1-2-2 coming out here.
And Russia gets it across the top, and Benjamin York scores right there to get a basket. Swing around the backside. They get a tip on the inside, and Houston will score. There with the bucket is number 1, Joseph Moeller, who played a little bit in the JV contest earlier. She working around, go to Benjamin York, he'll fire a 3, and he got it. Benjamin York buries a 3 from the left side, and he's got 3 points.
Great play ran there, coming from the backside, got a screen, went to the top of the key.
Excuse me, York's got 6 points, steal by Quinter. Quinter leads all-time Russia in steals as Grosjean from the corner. His shot's no good. Quinter with it, looks to drive on the inside, gets it tipped and taken away by Muller, and Quinter will foul in the backcourt. That's one thing you noticed if you really watched Hayden Quinter play. I think one thing that put him out with his balance is he was so aggressive in his early years as a freshman and sophomore. He was almost too aggressive on defense. Where he get in foul trouble just in the snap of a finger. He's really become more disciplined these past few years and hasn't really gotten as much foul trouble as he used to in his younger years.
Yeah, I think that was a lot of growth that came, and he was trying to do so much as he possibly could that freshman year that he went out, and he has learned to grow and adapt and pick his points. But then just like that foul there, like that's something he knows he doesn't need to do. That was more of a frustration there that didn't get the ball into where he wanted to go and ended up fouling there.
Shot no good on the inside, and there's a travel there on Houston. As the ball will go back to the Raiders as Raiders subbing in 3s here tonight. As the trio coming in will be Felix Francis, Braden Monnin, and Zeb Schultze. That's one thing I think the Raiders have also enjoyed a little more this year is you get out and when you run and gun and things like they do, you get to play fast. And you have a little fun. You have a little fun too if you're well conditioned and stuff, and like the Raiders are. As Borchers to the hoop, no good. Zeb Schultze there on the cleanup.
Excellent follow through by Zeb. Saw that where it was happening, went in, used his big size to get in there, get the nice board, and have a nice finish there.
Raiders get the bucket. Wildcats working around. They're in the corner, and we got a timeout by Coach Caleb Flutterjohn. It's a 30-second timeout. We'd like to thank our sponsors here. They are Carriage Works, Chiltex LLC, Cy Schwederman, Dickman Supply, Elmwood Assisted Care, Hometown Opportunity, Hillsman Automotive, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Lincoln Electric, Minster Bank, New Knoxville Supply, SecureCom, Bud's Chrysler Dodge Jeep, Crown Equipment, Shelby County Veteran Services, the St. Henry Bank, and WCSM Radio. Our scoreboard sponsors, First National Bank. Keys of the game, Keyhole Pizza. All timeouts brought to you by Precision Strip. Our player of the game, which Zachary now select from Rushi, is brought to you by NK Telco. Our mid and post game stats are powered by Grand Lake Health Systems. And our Rushi Live View sponsors, you can see on the screen, brought to you right here in Rushi. That's Superior Aluminum. NK Telco Sports and its sponsors are pleased to bring you replays tonight's high school varsity basketball action on NK Telco Cable or the NKT.TV app on channel 156. January 24th at 6 p.m. on channel 3 or in high definition on 503 on February 7th at 6 p.m. and February 8th at 8 p.m. You can also watch more games live via pay-per-view through nktelco.com/sports and more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and nktelco.com/sports. Out the Precision Strip timeout. Rushi with a nice block there by Vince Borchers. Houston will put 2 on the block and 2 in the corner. So working on the inside. Pollock works it right over to Zeb Borchers and scores. Anthony Pollock cracks the box score. So Raiders working, weaving it up on the arc. Houston staying in man-to-man. Give it over to Zeb Schulte, back to Braden Mondon, left side York. Work on the top of the key to Felix Francis. Francis left side to Zeb Schulte. And nice pass. And a nice jump by Felix Francis just to lay that in.
That's exactly right. He didn't bring that ball down lower. He kept it up there. He had a quick little spin in there, make sure he got to the inside of the rim there. Didn't bring the ball down low, kept it up nice and high.
Catch trap. Krieger tried to throw it over there to Steiner, and he turns it over. And Raiders just going to sub in again, and they're going to dig deeper into that bench. Dominic Francis in the lineup. Braylon Cordonier and Jackson Grochin back in, as coming in for Houston will be number 1, Joseph Mueller, and number 11, Skylar Bowman.
Yeah, Dominic Francis coming in after that JV game where he finished the game with 3 dunks. Had a really nice, well put together game.
Grochin to the left side to Braylon Cordonier. Cordonier on the spin over to Felix Francis. And one thing about this Raiders team is we talk about how they're so balanced. I mean, they just have guys who they have certain. It seems like they have certain times in the game where they say, "This is my time." Then they pass something. This is your beginning of the game. It was Hayden Quinter. Benjamin York has a couple baskets. Now Felix Francis taking over a little bit, and then it's just who's next. Zeb Schultz even has 5 points. Who played in the JV con. I mean, you're gonna see. You might see Jackson Grochin coming in a couple threes, and Braylon Cordonier.
It's so nice having a team where you have so many different people that can play well, and you can have 1 or 2 guys who have more of an off night, and you know you're still going to come out firing, ready to beat whoever you got to get that night.
Steiner with the basketball in the corner. Steiner gets the ball stolen by Hayden Quinter, who's going to add to his all-time steals record. Cordonier races up the floor, tried to throw the lob to Felix Francis, and Jackson Grochin wide open in the corner.
I was thinking the same thing. Came in a little too fast, tried to throw that ball up there. Had a lot of head of steam coming in there.
Ball tipped around. Rusty Vondenheuvel with it at the Raider logo. Goes to the left side to Skylar Bowman. Bowman back to Vondenheuvel. Trying to get on the inside to Moeller. Trying to go up against Francis. Kicks it out. Steiner. Wildcats trail by 25. Trying to cut in the deficit before halftime. Ball tipped, taken away. Quinter over to Grochin, over to Braylon Cordonier. Cordonier trying to go up and is fouled by Rusty Vondenheuvel. And that's the thing, you know, when we talk about the Raiders, it seems like we just keep going with superlative of superlative. But sometimes you might feel like they want to put on a show. It's fun, it's entertainment, and they're up 25 here in the first half. Sometimes you feel like they might, I don't want to say dunk too much, but sometimes they could just get the easy lay in there.
Yeah, definitely there. He went up for eyes on the prize there. He had some, looking at that goal, he was kind of wanting to throw it down there a little bit. And if he could have just easily got it off the side of the rim, at least had an attempt for an and one if he was going to get fouled up there.
And Cardonier will split from the line. And as many people know, we'll play baseball for Coach Greg Beals down in Huntington, West Virginia at Marshall University as of now, and he'll sign his letter of intent obviously next year. Houston works it in on the inside. Joseph Muller with the basket.
Yeah, Braden Brown tried to come across there to get a little tip, missed the ball, kind of left him wide open there under the basket.
And there's a foul as Cardonier almost threaded the needle. Probably would have been another dunk attempt potentially for Francis if he would have got it there.
Yeah, tried to get there, tried to get that pass over, got tripped up there. So definitely not a shooting foul, bringing it to them on the baseline there.
They'll tip back over. Francis tried to throw it down, just off to the side a little bit, and wisely lays it in.
Tries to get that gather step up, couldn't get quite enough power. Saw it was a little bit far away from the rim, just went ahead and laid it in there.
37-11 our score here on that First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Brandon Copeman, Zachary Bell giving you the action here. Ball up, Quinter blocks it right into the cheerleaders on the side. Talking about Coach Spencer Cardonier, a 1995 Russia grad. 94 wins here on his career. If you want to add up his total wins, he did coach the girls for 4 years here in the 2000s. His dad, obviously, over all-time girls win leader here, over 200 wins, and really doing a nice job. I know his son Braylon plays, but he just knows these kids as well. So we have a steal there. Braden Monin with it. Monin, Euro step to the basket, no good. Cardonier out to Grogine. Looking on the inside to Cardonier. Cardonier is fouled. But Cardonier, like I said, he knows these kids. He's been around them. And it's why I think you see him play this up-tempo style. A lot of compliments about Russia that they're well coached, and I would definitely agree with that. A lot of credit goes to the man at the helm, Spencer Cardonier. He's done a fantastic job for this program. He's been around it a long time.
It's nice when you're able to, one, coach your son coming from so much up, and with that, you're able to coach the rest of these guys through 5th and 6th grade ball where you're growing up and even into junior high. Great finish by Felix Francis, getting a little bit extra off the glass.
I'll tell you what, Felix Francis is one of the silent players. He has 10 points. Just look, and we'll break it down to the box score after halftime. But it's just amazing the balance that this team provides. They get a steal at midcourt by Zeb Schultze. Back over to York. York over to Schultze. Over to Cardonier. And it goes up. You know, it's kind of like, where you've been perfect this year. One of my favorite coaches is always Nick Saban, and I like going through. Hey, one thing he does in games where, they're winning and they're playing really well is he still coaches hard, even until that last moment. And that's in this situation where Varsity, you still don't want to form bad habits. You still want to be able to play and execute to your highest level and still have that standard for your players.
Exactly, making sure you're running the offense. You're not doing one-handed passes where you're throwing things off. You're keeping your fundamentals sound, and you're making sure you're playing the game of basketball the way it needs to play.
Cardonier splits from the line as Vince Borchers will come in for Braylon.
One thing I've noticed that Russia does really, really well is they substitute often. And like you said, there's only 7 guys usually in the rotation. Tonight they're getting in about 9 guys. But normally on a night with 7 guys, they're able to rotate in and out very well, keeping those guys fresh as much as they possibly can so that they're running, gunning all the way up the court.
And that's the thing is Steiner misses the 3. Muller with the rebound. You give him a travel.
He had a travel, then a jump on, then he went back and he's like, no, it's definitely a travel there on that one.
And that's the thing with that run and jump. It doesn't worry out in the first and second quarter, but as that game progresses, it affects you as you continue to go. And here's another look. Houston now in zone. Work the ball to the middle. Raiders, great ball movement. Wow.
What passing. That is college level passing where you're able to just share the ball, move it inside the paint, out to the corner, everywhere which way. They had beautiful passing which led to a wide open layup by Mon in there.
Raiders come with that run and jump. They steal the basketball here. Borchers trying to work it up. As Borchers works on the inside. His shot's no good, but Braden Monin there on the stick back.
Just like you were saying earlier, it can be any guy's time. Right now it's Braden Monin having 2 back-to-back buckets.
44-11. Closing seconds of the first half. Houston's got 10 seconds to do something here. They get the ball picked there. Ball on the floor. Raiders get it out. 2 seconds to do something. Felix Francis gets it up to York, but not enough time.
Pass was right off a little bit to the behind him. If that would have been right on the point, could have had a nice 2-point.
Raiders will head to halftime. They lead 45-11 over Houston. We'll step aside, watch the cheerleaders here, and do a little dance here, and then we'll come back with the second half of action here next. You're home for Russia basketball on K-Toko Sports.
At First National Bank, we are working hard to make your life a little easier. With products like Card Valet, an app allowing you to control your cards with real-time notifications, transaction restrictions, and spending limits. The ability to access your money through 55,000 all-point ATMs across the country, surcharge-free. Live customer support when you need it, and online and mobile banking, allowing you to gain access to your financial information wherever and whenever you like. First National Bank, making your life a little easier.
Hi, I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
Halftime here at the Claire C. Naveau Gymnasium. The Russia Raiders lead the Houston Wildcats here 45. Let's take a look at our box score, brought to you by our sponsors at Grand Lake Health Systems. First, taking a look for Houston, they had 4 points from Joseph Moore, 3 from Luke Krim, and 2 apiece from Anthony Pollock and Skylar Bowman. On the flip side, for Russia, they were led that first half by Felix Francis' 8 points, paced also by Hayden Quinter's 7. They had 6 from Braden Monin and 7 from Braylon Cordonier, 6 from Benjamin York, 5 for Zeb Schultze, 2 for Dominic Francis, and 2 for Jackson Grogine. After 1 quarter of play, Russia led 23-5, and Russia now leads 45-11. And Zach, thoughts on the first half? I mean, Russia clearly with the upper hand here, but overall thoughts?
Yeah, I think it was really nice seeing Russia get out to that fast start like we talked about, making sure they limit the possessions that Houston's getting right now, being able to push the pace offensively, do what they need to do, work on the fundamentals, like you said, staying solid in what they're doing, not falling away, running their plays, getting what they need to do.
Winner in midair kicks it out to Braden Monin, and the Wildcats force a turnover here to start the third quarter. It's back over to List. List looking on the inside. The Bowman who scores. Skylar Bowman on the inside gets his second bucket of the night.
Excellent finish by him. The defense went straight up. He went right over top. Got a little kiss off the glass.
Hayden Quinter over to Felix Francis to Braden Monin. Here's working around. Quinter drives on the inside to the basket. On the cleanup, it's Braden Monin again.
Great follow-up there. Saw the offside rebound, was able to get it up and put it back in.
Monin with 8 points now. And there's a walk there on Houston.
Went to go pass it, didn't see anybody open, had hands all around him, so when it slid that extra foot, gave him the travel there.
Well, Russia 14-0, and get the win here tonight. It'll be a 15-0. Last time they started undefeated like that, 2007. They started out 16-0 before falling to Boston's. They finished off their last 3 games, won 19-1. That team actually lost in the Pickwick sectional to Houston.
Really?
So even if, Raiders, they're on track for, as people have discussed, a potential 22-0 season, there's still the ability for hiccups. As Cordonier misses a couple shots on the inside.
Oh my gosh.
rim with a little butter on it.
He wants it back. He wants a second chance at it.
And he'll get his third trip to the line here tonight.
Second chance. I probably should have said fourth chance there.
But it tells you one thing too. You know, the Raiders are first in the Martin RPI. They're first in the Division IV state polls. And, you know, really what put them on the map and what put them over was that win over Antwerp, who was also undefeated, and a win by 30 over them at the Martin Luther King Classic the other weekend. You know, that's what really put them on the map, but you're constantly getting everyone's best every night.
Yeah, Rushi has a target on their backs, and people are coming for them. You had the Troy Christian game where Troy Christian was ready to come at them, and at the Piqua Holiday Classic, and they easily handled them.
49-13. That running clock will start now. Raiders get a steal. Borchers up ahead to Quinter. Quinter's shot falls. They'll get a chance at the old-fashioned three-point play. 51-13 here. As Regan Steiner will come in the lineup for Anthony Pollock. As Quinter with the basket. Again, he's part of 7 players in Rushi history to join at 1,000-point club, and as Zach mentioned earlier, the last player to do that before was Nolan Francis of Rushi, and also Spencer Cardonier, a part of that 1,000-point club as well. There's all-time lead scorers Jay Borchers at 1,254 points a game, as Quinter with another steal. Lane goes to Braylon Cardonier. His shot is short. It's had kind of a rough shooting night on the inside.
He just wants to finish a shot in there. He's doing everything he can.
Vandenheuvel to Steiner. Steiner will go in the corner, kicks back out to Steiner. He'll fire he'll pass. I think that was an intended pass to Lee.
It looked to the point where that shot was so flat, I don't think it could have been. I think he was looking to where he could get. So that wide open, you almost really want to take that shot.
Well, on the inside, Braden Monin with a nice reverse layup. Braden Monin now in double figures with 10. Let's look on the scoreboard right now. Felix Francis, Hayden Quinter, Braden Monin, all 3 seniors, all with 10 points. Vince Borchers hasn't scored, but's initiated offense. Braylon Cardonier has 9, despite his rough shooting night on the inside.
Just all around well-rounded game. They're sharing the ball well, just playing like a team.
Borchers giving out the instructions to the offense here. Over to Cardonier, back to Monin. So they're playing their lone league game of the week. Trying to look for the first time going 12-0 in the Shelby County Athletic League as Borchers scores, kisses it off the glass. Last time the Raiders went 12-0 in that Shelby County Athletic League was 2006. And they had a span there of 2 years from the Shelby County Athletic League where they were 23-1 in league play, as Houston's going to turn it over. But we have a timeout here by Coach Fletterjohn. We'll take it with him. Our score, Rushi 56, Houston 13, 3:32 to go here in the third quarter on your home for Rushi Raider basketball on KTLK Sports.
Kogi Plumbing and Heating is your Bryant Factory authorized dealer. We have brought the best of comfort, control, and plumbing services to the St. Mary's area for over 60 years. We have been Reader's Choice winners for the last 4 years running and excel at providing our customers with efficient and reliable heating and air conditioning, as well as responsive service when a plumbing emergency arises. We insist that the products we install in our customers' homes and businesses offer the same performance and value that we expect ourselves. Call today for your next plumbing and heating or air conditioning needs. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Back here on NK Telco Sports, out of the Precision Strip timeout. Our First National Bank Think First scoreboard reads 56-13. And Zachary, this is the 409th game played in this gym tonight. We'll have the new gym as Borchers buries a 3. We got a 30-second timeout. All timeouts brought to you by our sponsor at Precision Strip. We'll keep it right. We're just going to keep it in play here, as a lot of classic games in this gym. You know, you're a Rushi alum, I'm a Rushi alum. We've seen tons of great basketball in this gym. Gym ain't going away. It's sticking around. It's going to be the junior high gym. That levy getting passed in November of 2022 is going to create a new facility here. You're a track coach, you're a cross coach here, you know, but you're also a basketball nut. You love basketball. A little bittersweet here seeing this gym kind of now be phased out a little bit, even though it's still going to be around.
I think that is. I'm actually a little bit bittersweet about seeing our old junior high gym. The junior high boys last night, Russia junior high boys played Laramie, both 7th and 8th grade boys, defeated them in the last game that will be played in that junior high gym because it's being torn down to make room for that new gymnasium coming along. And it was kind of bittersweet seeing that go, knowing how many games we played growing up. But even in this Claire C. Naveau gymnasium, there's so many games and so many legendary games that have happened. And I can remember as a kid rushing the court whenever there was a game winner versus Balkans, and there was a little last-second tipping by Nolan Francis, and we all ran and rushed the court. It's really exciting. All of these memories that you remember from this amazing gymnasium that have brought so much joy and so much fun in the game of basketball.
Never forget, Houston, and really there was a period where Russia and Houston had a lot of top-of-the-league battles, and never forget back in 2014, Russia and Houston had it all on the title. You know how we played a double round robin in the Shelby County Athletic League. There was a battle here, back when Coach John Willoughby and Paul Bremen were here as for winner take all in the Shelby County Athletic League. The Raiders took that victory here for their first league title in 7 years at that point. So a lot of great teams. There's 2002 state runner-up team. A 2023 the state Final Four team last year. Talk about it being the last year in this gym. There's conversation that this is the best Russia team ever. Even conversations that this is the best Shelby County League team ever, which I know a lot of teams would have some, we can say hey, and rightfully so. It would be a long discussion. But certainly in terms of Russia basketball, some great conversations that this is the best Russia team to ever grace the floor.
I was thinking about that on my way up here today, actually. I was thinking, great three-pointer there by Benjamin York. And I was thinking that on my way up to the gymnasium here, and we have had just such a great history of watching these guys, and this group is just so well put together, having a great undefeated start, like we said, looking to start, again, get to an undefeated, keep that undefeated record alive tonight. It was really awesome seeing how well they play together, and yeah, I think it's definitely a conversation of they could definitely be one of the best teams that Russia's ever had. Got a great another and finish for Benjamin York there, getting a little drive into the lane.
And we talk about that balance. Now York is in double figures. York is at 11. But yeah, there's that conversation. A lot of teams. Someone posted on Yappy Sports, which is a high school thread forum, kind of like a Yelp, or not a Yelp, but kind of like just a thread forum, like a Reddit, and we're saying that this might be the best Russia team ever. And there's a lot of conversation. We're going to continue this conversation after our break, but we'll get back to that here. We've played 3 quarters of basketball. Russia leads Houston 66-13 on your home for Russia Raider basketball and K-Toka Sports.
Are you looking for a rewarding career? Lincoln Electric Automation in Coldwater and Fort Loramie supplies top-of-the-line automation systems to manufacturers. Lincoln Electric Automation routinely develops its team through hiring and by offering advanced technical training. We understand that every employee matters, and every role contributes to the success of our business. We offer advancement opportunities, competitive wages, and benefit packages. Visit LincolnElectric.com and get on track to a better career and a better future.
Back here on K-Toka Sports, it's 66-13 Russia lead over Houston on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. And I had the conversation before halftime. This is the best Russia team ever, the Shelby County League team ever. A lot of teams who put in conversation. 1980 Laramie teams, very good. Had Tom Brainaway went and played at Ohio State. Jackson Center had a very good team back in 2012. Botkins won state a couple of years ago. Jackson Center had a team that won state in 1985. So there's certainly a lot of teams. Anna had a real good team in 2008. The Jackson Center team from last year.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a lot of conversation with that, and Raiders kind of nudging their way to try to say hey in that conversation.
What was the year that Houston made it to the Final Four? Do you remember what year that was?
2011.
2011. I remember having a conversation with my late Uncle Philip. He was talking about it one time, and his pride, he was just so proud of that team, and I remember him talking so much smack to me, having conversations, telling me how much better Houston was and Varsity, and that banter that we constantly had. You just, all around the Shelby County League, you just have so many great teams and so many over the years that you just have different runs, and the community rallies so well around each other. For these that you just see in these small town communities. Like even last year at the state game for Varsity's Final Four, the entire town was there. Everybody was there. Half of the lower bowl of UD Arena was filled with just blue and gold, supporting their fans and having so much camaraderie that you just see that a local town support their teams.
And on the topic of Varsity's going to move 15-0 here, you take a look really at their last couple games. Big one comes Saturday in Versailles. Versailles, just a little over the 500 mark, as the three-pointer's no good. But Versailles, you throw out the records in those type of rivalry games as Dominic Francis gets the lay-in there. You take a look, you throw out the record in those rivalry games. So Russia will certainly be tested no matter what Saturday with Versailles, as the shot is good on the inside there for Krieger. You throw out the records, you say, all right, let's just play ball. But if we take a look at their final 7 games, they're home, obviously tonight, home against Versailles, and on the road next week at Ansonia. That should be a game where the Raiders will be favored. A makeup against Fairlawn, where they'll be favored. At home against Botkins, which could be for the league title. Botkins brought him down right to the wire. So there's no gimme in that Botkins game. There's no gimme in that Anna game. There's no gimme in the Versailles game. Port Laramie, you always throw the records out there. It'll be the last game in this gymnasium. You always throw the records out for that. You play a Marion local team who, they're under 500, but they're still Marion local. They're still trying to find their footing after football. So, while some people are talking about 22-0, there's still a lot of hurdles for the Raiders to overcome.
Absolutely, and especially once you get into that state tournament, you got every opponent you got to be ready for. It's winter to go home at that point. You got to be ready for every single game to give yourself a chance.
Jeff List on the inside with the basket out the zone. Scores there. A couple substitutions in for the Raiders. Let's reset their lineup. It's Benjamin York, Jackson Grogin, Zeb Borcher, Zeb Schultze, Dominic Francis for Houston. It's Skylar Bowman, Rusty Vandenheuvel, Anthony Pollock, and number 2, Ethan Krieger. Benjamin York with another bucket. Like you said, it goes in waves, and now Benjamin York up to a baker's dozen, 13 points. Yet to see any. We saw 2 points from Jackson Grogin. Ball up ahead. Benjamin York drops step, and he's up to 15 now. And a precision strip timeout just to get substitutions in. But some people call Benjamin Benny Buckets.
He's had a nice game today. 15 points, came in, did his job. Looks like Rushi's coming out to a little bit of a 2-3 zone here.
And bring in Landon Kleiman and Monin here for Rushi. Three-pointer is buried from the left side. That's Ethan Krieger with it. He's up to 7 now on the night. 72-22 here on our First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Brandon Coverman and Zach Bell giving you the action as a shot's no good by Landon Monin. Houston will work up the floor quickly. Try to drive on the inside. Back to Vandenheuvel. Vandenheuvel drives. Vandenheuvel cross-court pass to Skylar Bowman, and it's out of bounds. Seniors on Houston, they'll graduate after this year. It'll be number 4, Connor Branscombe. They'll graduate number 21, Rusty Vandenheuvel, number 2, Ethan Krieger. So for Houston, still pretty good amount of youth on this roster for them. So they'll return a lot of guys next year. So they'll drop to 3-13 after the night.
Yeah, I'll really be excited to see Skylar Bowman come back next year as a senior. He has really good handles, really good footwork. I definitely think he could improve on that and have a really solid year next year.
Raiders work the ball around the arc, and clock continues to roll here. Zeb Borcher's in the lineup for Zeb Schultze. Once again, Houston will be at home. Anna will come to Houston. We talked about this a little bit in the JV contest. How Houston has some great facilities over there. Great gym, great track, great baseball field. Just a really nice overall complex there at Houston.
Yeah, my favorite, honestly, is absolutely, like I said before, the kickball field that they have. It's just the fact that they have something that's great for the community, great for the kids. They have professional there. Landon Monin wide open for the three, and he hits it.
Monin gets in the box score. He had a dunk in that JV contest. As Landon Monin now cracks the box score. Francis with the block. And List will clean up the mess. As List now has 4. 75-24 here as Houston's produced 12 points this fourth quarter. Micah Grease up with the basketball. Back over to Landon Plyman. Back to Zeb Borchers. Time winding down here. The Raiders advance to 15-0. 8-0 in Shelby County Athletic League play. That ball stolen there by Skylar Bowman. Bowman in the lane.
Great.
His layup's good.
Great handles there. He was able to get us move from left to right to get to the right side of that rim to be able to finish that layup there.
Cheerleaders are throwing out T-shirts late to the student sections. I don't think they had a timeout where they could have done it. Borchers in the lane. Monin throws it up. It's no good. Long rebound. Long rebound goes down. And those shirts have NK Telco sponsors on the back. So, hey.
It's exciting. I remember as a kid how much joy and just excitement you get whenever you have something get passed out, whether it's those little basketballs that they pass out, T-shirts, all of those things. It's so fun. As a kid, gets you pumped into the crowd. Landon Monin for another 3.
I think Landon Monin will just let you talk and hit the 3-pointers because whenever you're speaking, Landon Monin's filling those threes.
I'm fine with that. He had a dunk earlier, 2 threes. He's hitting it from inside, outside, every which way.
Landon Monin has luck when you're on the mic.
He's going to be asking me to call a couple more games.
He will be. 6 points for Landon in the contest as Russia at 78 points. Season high was 84 against Meadowdale. As Bowman will bring it up the court. And here comes the double team from the Raiders. So Bowman will just throw it up. Shot no good, and let's clean up is no good. And we'll probably see the Raiders slow it down here as they get a 78-26 victory over Houston. They improve to the mark of 15-0. 8-0 in Shelby County Athletic League play as the clock winds down and hits 0. Russia wins here tonight. You caught it live here on NK Telco Sports. I'd like to thank our sponsors here because without them we'd not be able to bring you basketball coverage here on NK Telco. It is Carriage Works, Chiltex LLC, Cy Schwederman, Dickman Supply, Elmwood Assisted Care, Hometown Opportunity, Huelsman Automotive, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Lincoln Electric, the Minster Bank, Knoxville Supply, SecureCom, Bud's Chrysler Dodge Jeep, Crown Equipment, Shelby County Veteran Services, the St. Henry Bank, and WCSM Radio. Our scoreboard sponsors, the First National Bank, Keys to the Game, Keyhole Pizza. Our timeout sponsors, Precision Strip. Our player of the game, which Zachary will select here in a moment, is brought to you by NK Telco. Our mid and post game stats are powered by Grand Lake Health Systems. Our Russia Live View sponsor that you can see on our screen is brought to you by Superior Aluminum. Let's take a look at those numbers here, brought to you by our sponsors at Grand Lake Health Systems. First, taking a look for Houston, they had 4 points from Joseph Mueller. They got 7 from Ethan Krieger, 2 from Anthony Pollup, 6 from Skylar Bowman, 3 from Luke Krim, and 4 from Jeff List. For the Raiders, they got 15 from Benjamin York. They got 2 from Jackson Groh, Gene Felix Francis with 10. Hayden Quinner ended up with 10. Braden Monin with 10, 5 for Zeb Schultze, 5 for Vince Borchers. Braylon Cardonier had 9, and Dominic Francis with 4, and Landon Monin with 6. After 1 quarter of play, Russia led 23-5. They led 45-11 at halftime. After 3 quarters of play, they led 66-13 in our final. Here on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard, Russia 78, Houston 26. And overall, Zach, I mean, Russia was the heavy favorite, but, they've really taken that one game at a time mentality, and you saw their strength on hand here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a great game all around. They were able to do what they needed to do, practice some of their things that they wanted to do, and go ahead and have a really successful game tonight.
And Houston will drop to 3-13, but Russia overall sweeps the season series. Their 8th straight win over the Wildcats in the all-time series. between these teams. The last game, we talked about it earlier, last game between these two played in the Claire C. Nouveau Gymnasium, but Rush advanced to 15-0 and Houston dropped to 3-13. Before we leave here, we'd like to name our player of the game, brought to you by NK Telco, and that player for Rushi is going to be?
That's going to be Braden Monin today. You look at what we were talking about during the game, there's just so many different guys that went off. I mean, you had so well-around scoring, and Braden was able to go in and get offensive rebounds, putbacks, start out hot, making sure that the ball's being facilitated, diving on the floor for loose balls, everything that you see in just a hustle player. I've had the privilege for the last 2 years to coach Braden as well in cross country, and he's awesome all-around athlete, just really works hard at what he does. Really deserving of the player of the game today.
And again, we'd like to thank you for joining us on the broadcast tonight, Zach. It's been nice having you.
Absolutely. I really enjoyed it. Thanks for having me.
So that'll do it for us here tonight from Claire C. Nouveau Gymnasium. Rushi will advance to 15-0, 8-0 in the Shelby County Athletic League play. They'll be back in action here Saturday against Versailles here at the Claire C. Nouveau Gymnasium. Remember, it's an all-day event. Freshman boys start at 1. We'll come on live here at NK Telco at around 2:30 after the conclusion of the freshman boys game. It'll go JV girls at 4 o'clock, approximately the JV boys, 5:30 approximately the varsity girls, and at approximately 7 p.m. tip also the varsity boys. You can catch all those you can't catch the first game here on NK Telco Sports, so you can catch all other 4 games here on NK Telco. We'll have the action. Tanya Hims will join me for the varsity boys and girls games here, as well as it'll be a good one here as Rushi faces their backyard rival in Versailles. And on the other side, the Houston Wildcats, they dropped to 3-13. They will host the Anna Rockets back in Shelby County Athletic League play Friday. Again, that'll do it for us here tonight from the Claire C. Nouveau Gymnasium. The Rushi Raiders defeat the Houston Wildcats 78-26. We'd like to thank our crew here tonight. For Austin Ambergy back in the station, for Zachary Bell, I'm Brandon Copeland. For the last time here from the Claire C. Nouveau Gymnasium, Rushi beats Houston 78-26. You've been watching a production of Boys High School Basketball here on NK Telco Sports.